They say Kendrick Lamar is the most composed man in hip-hop. Cool, calculated, always in control. But what happened in Portugal last night?
Shot for the year, you better walk around like, remember, ain't that dog, good fuck they. It's so shit my little name, as soon as you jump off that plane, I'm allergic to the rain.
Oh, that shattered everything you thought you knew about him. Fans who were there swear they saw a side. Of Kendrick, no one has ever witnessed a wild, unfiltered, and almost unbelievable outburst that had the entire stadium gasping in shock. The man who built his career on surgical precision and poetic restraint. He lost it, and in the best, or maybe the most dangerous, way possible. Insiders are calling it the moment that will redefine Kendrick's legacy. Videos are already flooding social media, each clip sparking more questions than answers. Some say he was celebrating a secret victory. Others claim it was a coded message to his rivals. And the strangest part? Just minutes before, he'd been eerily quiet, almost distant, as if something heavy was weighing on him. So what triggered this explosion of joy? And why are industry insiders whispering that this wasn't just an emotional release, but a warning? Stay right here, because once you hear what happened next, you'll never look at Kendrick the same way again. To understand why last night's scene in Portugal has the entire hip-hop world buzzing, you have to know the history. The rivalries, the pressure, and the silent battles Kendrick Lamar has been fighting behind closed doors for years. Kendrick has been the embodiment of discipline. Every appearance, every performance, every interview, perfectly measured, almost surgical in its delivery. He's never been the type to break character, to let his emotions spill over in public. Fans have gotten used to that. The stoic genius who lets his verses do the talking. But recently, there's been an undercurrent, a tension you could feel if you were paying attention. It started months ago when whispers of behind-the-scenes beefs began to surface. Kendrick had reportedly been in tense negotiations with major festival organizers over creative control of his shows. Some insiders claim he'd been clashing with international promoters who wanted to tone down certain politically charged visuals in his set. Others point to the constant shadow of his rivals, especially Drake, and the mounting pressure to outdo not just his own past performances, but everyone else's too. Then came the rumors about unreleased music. Word on the street was Kendrick had been working on something massive, a project so secretive that even some members of his own team hadn't heard the final cuts. And here's where Portugal comes into the picture. This wasn't just another stop on the tour. No, Lisbon was supposed to be the quiet one. A smaller crowd, a more intimate set, something for the fans, but nothing headline-making. Or so we thought. In the days leading up to the show, those close to Kendrick noticed something different. He was smiling more, laughing in rehearsal, even joking with crew members in a way he rarely did. He had this energy, one backstage source told us, like he was holding on to some big secret and he couldn't wait for the right moment to let it out. Still, nothing could have prepared anyone for how that secret would reveal itself. Hours before hitting the stage, Kendrick was spotted alone near the waterfront, hood up, staring out at the Atlantic. A fan who recognized him said he looked deep in thought and maybe even a little nervous. He nodded at me, the fan, posted on Twitter, but there was this intensity in his eyes. Lie. He was about to do something huge. And then came the first hint that the night might not go as planned. Just before the opening act finished, Kendrick's team abruptly switched the set list. 3 songs were pulled. 2 unreleased tracks were added. And in between those changes, there was a mysterious gap, a segment labeled only as moment. Crew members refused to explain what it meant. Just watch. One was overheard telling a sound engineer by the time Kendrick walked onto the stage. The energy in the crowd was electric, but tense. He didn't greet the audience the way he usually does. No smile, no "What's up, Lisbon?" Silence. He stood there, scanning the faces, gripping the mic with both hands like it was the only thing grounding him. The first few songs went flawlessly, classic Kendrick precision. But then, something shifted. During a brief pause, he looked up, closed his eyes, and for a full 10 seconds, didn't move. The crowd murmured. The band waited, and then it happened. A sound erupted from Kendrick. Not a lyric, not a shout, but a full, unrestrained laugh that echoed through the venue. It wasn't mocking, it wasn't nervous. It was pure joy. From that moment, it was like a dam had broken. He danced, and not his usual subtle, controlled movements. No, this was wild, chaotic, free. He ripped off his jacket, tossed it into the crowd, and started rapping verses no one had ever heard before. Fans pulled out their phones, desperate to capture every second. Social media lit up instantly. What is happening? Trended within minutes. But here's the thing. The joy wasn't random. It was deliberate. With every smile, every ad-lib, every bounce across the stage, Kendrick seemed to be sending a message. The question is, to who and why now? Because, as we're about to uncover, this wasn't just a spontaneous celebration. This was the opening shot in something much, much bigger. What the crowd in Portugal didn't realize in that moment. As Kendrick laughed, shouted, and tore through verses no one had ever heard, was that this wasn't just about putting on a great show. This was about payback. This was about sending a coded message to the entire music industry, and one person in particular, an hour before the concert. A private message thread started circulating in exclusive industry group chats. Screenshots, allegedly from a closed celebrity WhatsApp group, showed a conversation between two anonymous big names. The texts were short, but enough to stir chaos. "He's doing it tonight. You sure? It's already set. Portugal will never be the same." No names, no specifics. But those who saw it immediately assumed one thing, that he was Kendrick, and it was something game-changing. And then, as Kendrick's outburst unfolded on stage, one moment made the entire crowd stop breathing. Mid-verse, Kendrick dropped the beat, pointed directly at the cameras filming him, and shouted, "This is for the ones who thought I was finished." The crowd erupted, but those who've been following his career closely knew that was not just for the fans. That was for someone in the industry who'd been pushing the narrative that Kendrick was done, washed, or no longer relevant. Insiders believe that someone is none other than Drake. The tension between these two has been a slow-burn rivalry for years. Subtle jabs in lyrics, sly comments in interviews, and the constant battle for the title of hip-hop's reigning king. But in recent months, sources say Drake's camp has been whispering to major festival organizers, claiming Kendrick's best days are behind him, and that his performances are too heavy, too political for mainstream crowds. According to one very talkative backstage insider, Kendrick found out about these comments weeks ago. He didn't get angry. He didn't argue. He just smiled and said, "All right, I'll show them." And show them he did. Halfway through the Portugal set, Kendrick performed an entirely unreleased track. No title, no warning. Just a gut punch of rapid-fire bars laced with hidden shots. The lyrics, while cryptic, contained lines that had fans screaming in shock. Funny how the owl's eyes close when the truth's in the light. You counting streams? I'm counting classics. Your throne's a rental I just came to collect. The owl reference was unmistakable. A clear nod to Drake's OVO symbol. Social media exploded instantly. Twitter threads broke down every lyric. Instagram fan pages posted slowed-down footage. And TikTok users turned the clip into a viral sound. Within minutes, Hashtag Portugal shot and hashtag Owl Eyes were trending worldwide. But that wasn't the only twist. During a short break in the performance, Kendrick walked off stage and came back wearing a white t-shirt with a massive print on the front. Now or never. No one knew what it meant, but here's the wild part. Eagle-eyed fans noticed a small, barely visible date printed under the phrase. The date? 2 weeks from now? Was it an album drop? A diss track? A surprise tour? Theories started flying. Some said it was the release date for his long-rumored mystery project. Others thought it might be a one-night only live event where he'd finish what he started in Portugal. The crowd's energy was feverish. But behind the scenes, things were getting even messier. Multiple sources claim that Drake's team, who had people in the audience, started making frantic calls as soon as Kendrick debuted the unreleased track. One witness backstage swears they heard a crew member mutter, "They're not gonna let this slide." And then, the real shocker hit. Right before the final song, Kendrick told the crowd, "I didn't come here alone tonight." The lights went dark, the beat dropped, and out walked J. Cole. The arena exploded. Fans lost their minds because Cole's presence wasn't just a guest appearance. It was a statement. Why? Because just a month ago, rumors had swirled that Drake had tried to poach Cole for an exclusive collaboration deal. That deal never happened, and now here was Cole on Kendrick's stage in Portugal, standing shoulder to shoulder with him as they delivered a fiery, deep, unreleased joint verse that took direct aim at fake crowns and paper kings. By the time the last note hit, people weren't just cheering, they were screaming. Phones were flying into the air, fans were crying, and somewhere in the chaos, an audience member fainted. Security had to carry them out. It was pandemonium when the lights finally came up. Kendrick and Cole walked off together without another word. No encore, no explanation. Just a thunderous exit that left 20,000 people in stunned silence. And yet, as wild as all of that was, it wasn't the end. Because just hours later, a leaked audio clip would send the internet into full-blown meltdown, revealing that Kendrick's joyful outburst may have been the opening move in something much bigger and far more dangerous for the industries. Biggest names if Kendrick's Portugal performance was a spark. The leaked audio that surfaced just hours later was pure gasoline on the fire. It dropped in the dead of night, 3:17 a.m. Lisbon time, posted anonymously on a small but notoriously accurate hip-hop leak account. Within 15 minutes, it had been downloaded, reposted, and dissected across every corner of the internet. The audio was grainy, clearly recorded in secret. But the voices were unmistakable. Kendrick, J. Cole, and a third voice that stunned everyone. A high-ranking music executive whose name I can't legally drop here. But let's just say he's been closely tied to Drake's biggest business moves for years. The conversation was tense. But Kendrick's voice carried a strange mix of calm and fire. "Kendrick, they've been playing chess with my name for too long. It's time they realize I'm not on their board. Cole, you know they'll come after you. Kendrick, let them. I've been ready." And then the executive chimed in, a tone somewhere between disbelief and panic. "Exec, if you go through with this, you're declaring war on half the industry." "Kendrick, then I guess it's war." Those last 4 words. Instant viral meme. Within hours, hashtag IGUS It's War was plastered across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Fans remixed it into songs, edited it over fight scenes in movies, and even turned it into merch mock-ups. But the most chilling part of the audio wasn't even the words. It was the sound of Kendrick laughing right after he said it. The exact same laugh from his Portugal outburst. Suddenly, people realized that laugh wasn't random. It was a signal, a declaration, and that's when the theories got darker. Some fans believe Kendrick's now OR Never shirt wasn't about an album or tour. It was a countdown to an industry takedown. They claim he's sitting on a vault of unreleased diss tracks, unreleased footage, and inside information that could dismantle reputations. One viral thread even claimed he's been quietly collecting receipts on certain artists, managers, and execs for years, fueling the fire. A fake but convincing insider email started circulating online, allegedly from a streaming platform employee. It claimed that two major artists had quietly delayed their release schedules due to an unexpected competitive threat. While no names were mentioned, the internet decided instantly. Those artists were Drake and one of his closest collaborators. By sunrise, Portugal's news outlets had caught wind of the chaos. Morning talk shows were playing clips of Kendrick's performance side by side with the leaked audio, debating whether this was genius marketing or career suicide. One particularly bold commentator called it the most dangerous move in modern hip-hop since Pusha teased the story of Adidas, and maybe even bigger. But it wasn't just the media talking. Celebrities started chiming in. SCA tweeted a single popcorn emoji. LeBron James posted an Instagram story with Kendrick's Portugal laugh playing in the background and the caption, "This finna be interesting." Even Rihanna, who rarely comments on industry drama, liked a post of Kendrick wearing the "now or never" shirt. Meanwhile, Drake's camp stayed suspiciously quiet. No tweets, no Instagram stories, no cryptic owl emojis, nothing that. Silence was louder than any diss. And to some fans, it proved one thing. Drake was rattled, but then came the shock that turned all of this from a heated moment into a historic one. At exactly 5 p.m. the next day, Kendrick's official YouTube channel uploaded a new video. No title, no thumbnail, just a black screen with a white timestamp. 14 days, the video was only 7 seconds long, but the audio, the audio. It was a loop of that same laugh, layered over the faint sound of a heartbeat. Comment sections instantly went nuclear. THIS. Is war? He's coming for everyone. If Drake responds, it's over for one of them. Cole in Portugal was the handshake before the storm. Within 2 hours, the video had 9.8 million views. The algorithm wasn't just pushing it to hip-hop fans, it was everywhere. People who didn't even follow Kendrick were suddenly invested, asking, wait, what's going on in Portugal? But what made the situation even more intense was the report from a Lisbon-based journalist, who claimed to have spoken to one of Kendrick's crew members after the show. According to them, Kendrick's outburst wasn't spur of the moment. It was a carefully planned emotional release, rehearsed down to the exact moment he'd throw his jacket, the lyrics he'd spit, and the laugh that would seal it all. The source allegedly said, "He's been sitting on this for months. Portugal was the start line. You'll see the finish." And that's the thing, no one knows what the finish looks like yet. But if the leaked audio, the shirt, the YouTube video, and the eerie laugh are anything to go by, it's not going to be pretty. Still, one question is now eating at everyone. Who else knew about this before it happened? Because if the exec in the leaked audio was already warning Kendrick about a war, then it means others in the industry were aware. Which begs the question, are there other big names quietly picking a side right now? And as we're about to see, those sides are already forming and the internet is taking no prisoners. If Portugal was the spark and the leaked audio was gasoline, then what happened next was a wildfire, one that ripped through the internet, the music industry, and every corner of pop culture in less than 24 hours. By the time the sun rose in the US, everyone had an opinion. Twitter turned into a war zone. On one side, #Team Kendrick was posting clips from Portugal, calling him the last real king and declaring that his laugh would haunt the industry forever. On the other, #Team Drake diehards accused Kendrick of manufacturing drama to sell music. The memes were relentless. Someone edited Kendrick's laugh over the infamous Joker Stairs dance scene. Another layered it on to Conor McGregor's "Who the F*** is that guy?" clip. A Portuguese fan posted a TikTok reenactment of the jacket. It hit 12 million views in 6 hours. But social media wasn't just having fun. 'Twas dividing. Fake insider threads started popping up, claiming to leak secret alliances. One viral tweet claimed Jay-Z had already called Kendrick to offer backup, while another alleged that Rihanna had unfollowed Drake on Instagram right after liking that Now or Never shirt post. Nobody could confirm it, but the narrative was already rolling. The industry was picking sides, and then came the celebrities making it official. 50 Cent, never one to sit out a good beef, went live on Instagram, sipping champagne while Portugal footage played in the background. "Now that's how you get people talking," he said with a grin. "I'm just here for the funeral." He didn't say whose, Meek Mill tweeted. Portugal looked like a victory lap. But who's the runner-up? That one post got 500,000 likes and had Drake fans and Kendrick fans clawing at each other in the replies. Even Billie Eilish, yes, Billie Eilish, got in on it, posting a selfie in a shirt that read "Now or Never" with no caption. Fans went feral. Was she just trolling, or was she throwing her weight behind Kendrick? Meanwhile, news outlets smelled blood. TMZ ran with the headline, "Kendrick Lamar's Portugal outburst, is this the start of hip-hop's next great war?" Rolling Stone called it a masterclass in shock marketing, while Pitchfork gave a more ominous take. If Kendrick follows through, he could burn bridges that will never be rebuilt. But while the public was memeing and debating, industry insiders were reportedly panicking. An unnamed festival organizer told Variety that multiple A-list artists had called to renegotiate their upcoming performances in case Portugal Part 2 happened on their stage. Sponsors were said to be monitoring the situation closely. Translation: they were scared. And here's the thing, Kendrick wasn't saying anything. No interviews, no tweets, no acknowledgement, just silence. And that haunting laugh, echoing in everyone's heads. The absence of a statement only fueled the frenzy. Fans started tagging him under every post. "Say something. Drop it already. What's in 14 days?" But there was one moment, one single, blink and doom sit event that sent the speculation machine into overdrive. During a late-night live stream from Top Dog Entertainment's studio, eagle-eyed viewers spotted a whiteboard in the background. On it, in big black marker, were the words, "14 days, lock in." Next to it, 2 letters, D-O. Nobody knows what D-O means. Some guessed death order, others thought direct opponent. A few said it could be initials for the title of whatever Kendrick's planning. But one thing was clear, this wasn't over. And as if the universe knew it was time to turn the tension up another notch, Drake finally made his move. Or so it seemed. In the middle of all this chaos, Drake updated his Instagram bio. It now read, "Laugh now." That's it. 2 words, no explanation, no context. Fans instantly connected it to Kendrick's outburst, interpreting it as a warning shot. Drake stans flooded timelines with "Laugh now." Cry later memes. Kendrick fans replied with, "He's already laughing." The battle lines were drawn. The internet was in flames. And everyone was counting down to that 14-day mark like it was doomsday. But nobody was ready for what Kendrick would do next, because in true Kendrick fashion, he didn't just escalate the game, he flipped the entire board. For days, the world was glued to every possible clue, decoding shirts, overanalyzing Instagram likes, and refreshing Kendrick's socials like their lives depended on it. Everyone thought the next big move would come in 2 weeks, just like the shirt and the YouTube countdown promised. But Kendrick Lamar had no intention of letting anyone get comfortable. Exactly 5 days after the Portugal outburst to 3 a.m., West Coast time, every major hip-hop influencer received the same thing in their Ms. A private, unlisted YouTube link from an anonymous account named Moment of Truth. No subject line, no text, just the link. Those who clicked it were greeted by a single shot. Kendrick sitting alone in a dark room, hoodie up, mic in hand. No music, just his voice. This isn't about a song. This isn't about a chart. This is about the truth they've been hiding from you for years. The video cut to static and then flashed a rapid montage. Blurred out contracts. Screenshots of text messages between unidentified industry giants. And a split-second image of what looked like a meeting between 3 silhouettes. One of which fans swore looked exactly like Drake. The clip ended with Kendrick leaning into the camera, smiling in that same way he did in Portugal, and whispering, "7 days, you'll hear it all." The link disappeared within 15 minutes. Every single one. Deleted. But not before fans had ripped it, reposted it, and turned it into a digital wildfire. Within hours, hashtags like #7days and #MomentOfTruth were trending worldwide. Speculation went beyond music beef. Conspiracy accounts started claiming Kendrick was about to expose a massive industry cover-up involving blacklisted artists, stolen songwriting credits, and dirty label politics. Others insisted this was all one elaborate marketing scheme for the greatest diss track of all time. And then came the real twist at 9:14 a.m. that same morning. Billboard's official Twitter account posted and then mysteriously deleted. A headline draft: Kendrick Lamar cancels all tour dates after the sentence cut off mid-word. No explanation, no follow-up. But screenshots were already everywhere. Fans were split. Was Kendrick pulling out of his shows to go into hiding before a huge drop? Or had the industry found a way to silence him before he could deliver the final blow? To make things even crazier, an anonymous hacker group, one that had previously taken down multiple celebrity social media accounts, tweeted directly, "At Kendrick, we have the files. Drop them before they do." What files? Nobody knows. But within minutes, Instagram went wild with fake leaks. Audio snippets claiming to be Kendrick's diss, and even deepfake videos of him in heated arguments with other rappers. Sorting real from fake became impossible. Through it all, Kendrick remained silent. No confirmation, no denial, no music. Just the sound of that damn laugh, now looping endlessly in fan edits, TikTok videos, and Spotify playlists made entirely of 7 seconds of him laughing in Portugal. And here's the thing, no matter how much the internet digs, no one actually knows what's coming in 7 days. An album? A diss track? A tell-all documentary? A live-streamed confrontation? Or something so big it'll make the Portugal outburst look like a warm-up? One thing's for sure. When the clock runs out, the entire industry will be watching. And someone's career may not survive it. The only question left is, whose? So here we are. A stadium-shaking outburst in Portugal. An unreleased track loaded with hidden shots. A cryptic shirt, a 14-day countdown, a leaked audio clip declaring war. A shadowy video warning of 7 days, and a tidal wave of social media chaos. The lines have been drawn, the clock is ticking, and every second between now and 0 feels like a lifetime. But the real question is, where do you stand? Are you riding with Kendrick as he tears down the walls of the industry, no matter who's standing on the other side? Or do you think this is all smoke and mirrors? A masterful piece